What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it with the Why I'm Geek show, episode 104 with your homies G and ChrisyLite. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Feeling real good, man. Feeling real good. Rejuvenated, long weekend. So I feel real good. Welcome to be back, and we got a show this time. We actually got something.
We do. So today we're gonna be talking about Ahsoka. Now, for me, Ahsoka is like top 2 characters. I've said that plenty of times, Joe, and I stand by it. And we're only 2 episodes in, So, with that being said, take this with a little bit like grain of salt, because we're just getting started, you know what I'm saying? So I want to talk a lot about just like a little bit of theory and a little bit of just what we think is going to actually happen, because this has been a long time coming. If you've been watching either Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels, Ahsoka is a beloved character, so they can't do her wrong. And then as far as Rosario Dawson's portrayal in a live action, she's been doing good too. So Chris, the stamp or not for this week is, who are we going to see first? Ezra or Grand Admiral Thrawn? Now, disclaimer, y'all, we have seen Ezra on a hologram, but I think we will see Ezra first. But Chris, I'm gonna let you start, bro. Stamp or no?
I'm a stamp that we see Thrawn first. I
Oh,
have a feeling we're gonna end this on we see the big bad. I don't feel like we're gonna get the like anything final this season. I just feel like they're gonna end it. We get the reveal that it's the big bad, and maybe the next future stuff. Ezra's still there.
Okay.
But you're feeling Ezra?
I'm definitely feeling Ezra, bro. Pause on that. But look, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that, bro. We're gonna see Ezra first because of 2 things. One, Ezra made the sacrifice, Star Wars Rebels, to not only send him but Thrawn into the freaking whatever it's called. Like I don't know what the actually like the I forgot the name of the actual galaxy, but it's a whole different galaxy. Like he didn't know what was going on. So I think what is going to happen is they're going to end up, crash landing, and Ezra is going to find him. And that is going to be the big reveal, because at this point, we don't necessarily know how much time has passed for Ezra, or just, because they did hint at that. Morgan did hint at that as far as like how she's connected to Thrawn and stuff like that. But, I think if it's going to happen any type of way, it's going to be in a, we're going to say, I'm going to save you real quick just so I can have my moment type thing. I don't think they're going to wait till the end. And Grand Admiral Thrawn has to have like, he can't just pop up off E. Like it's been too much in the pipeline as far as like build up for it to just like, to me, land flat like that. So that's my theory off E.
Okay, theory hat this time.
Yeah, I
104 the theory. We got to check back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna just throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because like after watching these 2 episodes, I actually went and watched some clips and stuff from Star Wars Rebels, and remember why I did not the whole show, but just some key moments, just because I wanted to remember like why I didn't remember some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
forgettable.
Because it's like I forgot how mad I was initially that Ezra had to make that sacrifice again, right? Because first it was Cain, now it's Ezra, right? So I did that, and that's when I came up to the conclusion that we were going to see Ezra first, because the actual like beings, I took a screenshot of it. I'm going to pull it up real quick. That took both of them away were like squid / like whale type creatures, and
they're supposed to be like whales that originally learned hyperspace travel or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're called Purgles. Purgles. That's what they're called, Purgles. And like you said, they can cross. I'm just telling you what Google say.
Gotcha.
I'm just telling you what Google say now.
Hey, Google
Uh,
knows everything.
hey, that's facts. So, um, we got to see that, but as far as the star map that has consumed these first two episodes, um, I feel like the show was pretty much mapped out for us on like how and where we're going. But how are you feeling about the first two episodes? Just as a fan of the thing, like Star Wars is back. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Boba wasn't really a thing like that, but let's I want to know how you're feeling right now, bro.
Unfortunately, I got some rose-colored glasses on right now. I really like the
Oh,
show. I
okay.
really like it, and I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I'm not being a real critic as
Mm,
I'm watching this show because I was just so excited, and I think I text you. I was just very happy to feel like I'm getting another season of Rebels. And it reminded me when they finished up Clone Wars with that extra season.
mhm,
It just feels like when Rebels ended, I was like, "Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, dang. Maybe we'll like never like pick this up, or like what are they really gonna do with it? They're in like
In the
not even
ether.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like they set up a whole nother thing. How are you
Yeah.
gonna come back to this? And I guess I just have these rose-colored glasses just being excited, like, I'm gonna get answers to this, and maybe this branches off to even more. And it's cool seeing Ahsoka, but
Mm.
there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of Disney infection going on, but I'm ignoring them, and I really like the show so far. So how you been liking it? Good, bad, or mid?
It's definitely not mid, and it's definitely not
Okay,
bad, but
okay.
it's not great by any means. It's no Mandalorian, right? And I think it has
What
to
you mean by
do,
that?
like, the first season of The Mandalorian was elite from the jump, right? And I think as far as like what we have seen from Ahsoka and her character herself, as far as like what she can do, like we've already seen what she's done in The Mandalorian and stuff like that. So she's not necessarily a new character, and we have already seen Clone Wars and stuff like that and Rebels. So from a character standpoint, the only thing I'm really curious about is just like her psyche at this point. Like what goes on in the mind of a quote unquote neutral Jedi, right? Because she left the
Yeah,
order and she still hasn't really gone into those feelings. She's just been kind of going from conflict to conflict. If you've been
yeah.
keeping up with like her timeline. So like that's where my curiosity lays. But as far as like picking up from where Rebels left off, I wasn't really mad at it. I just think that it'll help serve because really the only thing Rebels is here to serve is the fact that Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be coming from somewhere. Like
Mm.
that was his nemesis, the Rebels. Sabine, Ezra, Hera, the whole gang, even Chopper. Young Chop Chop. So it's like there's that element to it where I do have like a sense of nostalgia when watching it, but also like I'm looking for answers and they haven't necessarily come, but I feel like the world that's being built around just Morgan and then the these two you know what are they as
What are
inquisitors?
they?
Are they
Yeah,
inquisitors? Are they Sith? Or what's really going on? Then you got this whole other young with the mask that we've seen before, um, that has the full like spinny lightsaber thing. So there's still remnants of the Empire still like strong within the New Republic. So there's a lot of pieces that are being laid, but they're not all tracking to being on the same puzzle. I guess is the
I
best way
feel
I
you.
could
I feel
describe
you.
it. But I'm enjoying the show. Like I feel like it shouldn't be. Um, I feel like because you're enjoying it and like because you might feel like he got rose colored glasses on, that don't mean that you still can't be critical. It just might take a little bit longer than 2 episodes. You
It,
know, like
I'll give you the secret
because I feel
why.
like that all the time. Like I be feeling like, yo, I like stuff way too much. But go ahead.
Yeah. There's just a little bit of like on purpose things that they did.
Mhm.
And if this was a movie, it'd be hammered hard. Like Sabine getting stabbed in the chest.
Off E.
Like normally,
Yeah.
especially me, that's a big red flag because anyone who gets stabbed in the chest in Star Wars normally is like dead.
Yeah.
Like you're probably not coming back. And it's
That
kind of
was more
like,
like the spleen. Like it was like
yeah,
internal
but it's like she
organs.
striked her off center.
Yeah. He
And
should have been dead, bro.
yeah, and when you think about it, you remember how big of a commotion it was when uh Kylo Ren just
Mm,
stuck the saber and went
yeah.
"Pshh,
Yeah.
pshh,"
Yeah.
and then he just fell off. It was like, oh,
Hmm.
I just could not believe this girl took this wound, and then the next episode she was chilling.
Yeah.
She wasn't like limping, like like they got some good medicine nowadays. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that I'm wondering about, and I think that's why I like it. I really am interested in these Sith and Apprentice, or are they like Knights of Ren?
Right.
Um are they like Ahsoka and they just have red lightsabers? Like we
Hmm.
we we don't even know. And I'm interested to see how much Ahsoka will change because is different.
Yeah.
She's not the same characters like in the cartoons, and we saw that
Hmm.
in I want to say it was Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot more cold now.
yeah, and I just kind of want to see a little bit more emotion, but like you said, maybe that's the way of this. I can't remember what they're called. Not Jedi, not Sith.
Um.
Gray Jedi's, something like that.
Oh, neutral Jedi.
Yeah.
That's
So
not really a thing though. That's just what people say.
yeah. But
Yeah.
still her like demeanor, like I can't really expect Jedi, I can't really expect like Sith, you know.
Yeah.
And she said that like, oh, I got some information, not the Jedi way, but it's kind of
Hmm.
like I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to experience it because this isn't the same Ahsoka, and it's her
Yeah.
show, so I want to see these decisions and hard, uh, you know, stuff that she's gonna have to get through to help out Sabine and figure out what's best to do with this whole Thrawn and Ezra story pickup. And I
Right.
feel like I like it a lot because of that. Like we're picking up the Ezra story, we're picking up these two new characters, and even that Inquisitor guy, like even that was just interesting. So it just has a lot of stuff that has me intrigued, but at the end of the day, the little splash of Disney that's gonna potentially make me really mad is these
That
shows
mural
start
is
off,
crazy work, bro.
yo, they start off pretty good,
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty good. And then, the next episode comes out, and I'm like,
They doing it.
wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get rushed to like the last episode is gonna be something crazy, and then like we see Ezra or something, and then it's like end, and I'm like, yo, what just happened?
Yeah.
What? So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, but I'm enjoying the show.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. There's a lot to talk about it so far.
Yeah. I feel like one of the key things that I'm most excited about is just seeing Ahsoka as a teacher as well, because we got a little bit of that in Rebels. But what I've noticed is that, like, because technically Ahsoka never really got to finish her training, right? And like she was already goaded because it's like accelerated. She was in a freaking war, bro. She's a war hero. She's a general type beat,
Good point.
Um, she the way that she teaches a lot like Anakin, where it's about not like you're gonna have to learn by yourself, but like you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And she's not gonna hold Sabine's hand by any means. But just be able to see like their dynamic, because like they're two peas in a pod where they kind of resemble each other as far as like they're stubborn, but also like snippy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's just like little things like that I'm excited for. And then even with the whole Thrawn thing, it's out there. I know it's coming, and I just want it to be bigger than this show.
Yeah, 100
Essentially,
percent,
like
100%.
I don't want him to be a villain of the week type thing, where it's like we've done all this work to build this character up. All these people have done so much to get this character on screen, for it to just like not hit the way it needs to hit. And then as far as like the other two, like the Master and the Apprentice, it's cool to see like how different their style essentially is from Ahsoka and Sabine, because Ahsoka did pick her back up as her apprentice, so that is something that's like to look forward to. She Sabine even made her own lightsaber, made her own modifications to Ezra's lightsaber, so it's actually hers now. The fact that it's still green, it's just like she's not really connected to the Force like that, so it's just we're just gonna let it go, you know what I'm saying, because it's not that many kyber crystals out there anyway. And it's just like, you know, there's a lot that's happening that's like under the surface. Like what the heck is the Eye of Sion? Like what is Morgan trying to do, bro? Like I know she's trying to get Thrawn here, but like what is other than that? Why is Thrawn talking to her? You
So
know?
so therein lies the Disney mumbo jumbo that is coming about. Like they did the whole thing where we're watching a Star Wars movie again, where we get this random device that leads to the people we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like that happens all the time in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Someone's missing. We need to find them. This thing has the map.
Mm-hmm.
We have the map. Now let's go find the person. And it's kind
Yeah.
of like they didn't even explain what it was. And on top of that, I'm gonna just rant. To unlock the dang sphere with the map, you had to turn it like 3 times to the symbol where it lined up like an actual symbol. And apparently it's like the symbol of the temple. I think it's on the original artwork
Mm-hmm.
that they've all seen already. But I don't know. But pretty much they've definitely seen the artwork when she went to the temple. She didn't even try to like, oh, she was just like, oh, I can't touch this. I have no idea. And Sabine just was like, there are
No,
3 statues
yeah. You know
unlocked.
your
I was
strength.
like,
She knows her strengths, man. She knows her strengths.
yeah, but there all the questions that you're asking, like
Yeah.
what is Thrawn? What is this connection? What after that? Is it just like he already built an army? Like, is there
Yeah.
even a plan? Like something subtly talking to them? Man, it just kind of seems like they have. Oh, everyone's just gonna be fascinated with see like they're trying to get to Thrawn and Ezra, and then we're just not gonna answer these questions.
Yeah. Like I think it's a 50-50 chance that we don't even see Ezra. Like
Yeah, I don't think either.
That's how Disney that that's how Disney does things, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like the simple things that they should do seems like they always end up getting a little bit overlooked. Um and even like in the last Mandalorian episode where we saw um what's his name? Dang, cannot think of his name. The purple cat dude that was on Rebels. What was his name?
Gosh.
I can't think of it. But
Uh,
him and Ezra was always button heads, but they just added him in there like out of
it,
nowhere.
and it's kind of like they have a lot of this like overlapping thing where we saw Ahsoka, we
Yeah.
saw Boba, now we saw I can't remember that guy. Um, but a lot of overlapping things were, like you said, I hope they are leading to Thrawn being in some type of bigger Star Wars
Hmm.
universe that's still yet to come that we're not like seeing fully yet, or at least
Yeah.
not right now. Um, because if it is a one-off villain, it's gonna be very, very disappointing, and then it would officially just be like another season. I
Hmm.
just feel like we're getting the live action version, and we're continuing the story, not that we're wrapping it up this Ahsoka show.
Right. But it's we gotta have faith, bro. We had faith that it was gonna work. And um I do agree, like that whole, like, I was like, all right, I'm not even gonna pay attention to this part because I know exactly what needs to happen with the little ball thing, right? I know that they already said that it was a star map, and what they needed to do to unlock it. But even if they was able to unlock it, there's still the whole notion of how are you going to get there? Because you can't, like, there's no way you can get there normally. Like, you can't just jump into hyperspace and do it, bruh. Like, that would be way too simple. So, things like that have me a little worried, but it's just, they have a lot of things going for them too. Like, the fact that they have a cast that has like a certain semblance of chemistry, in combination with like new characters, there's gonna be little nuances there that come over time. But as far as what we've seen right now, it's just like, okay, we got these two Sith youngins, and then we got, essentially Ahsoka and Sabine, right? Like 2v2. Hera's there too, but Hera's like more background, like general. She got bigger things to worry about because it's like they're trying to prevent another war. So with that in mind, it's like, well, how close can we really be to another war? Like, Luke Skywalker's out there somewhere with Grogu, like, doing things, like, or not even with Grogu, because actually he didn't go with him, but he's just out
Luke
there.
was out in the universe doing
Yeah,
something.
he's just out there, So, like, it's going to really just depend on that initial, like, plot piece. Like, is this going to be a heist? Is this going to be a prison break? Is this going to be like, like, what is going to be that thing that, separates this from anything else we done already seen?
And I don't know. I'm really hoping they take the approach of going quicker to um
The
that
place.
huge ship that they're building to navigate to the next
Mm-hmm.
galaxy. Like, it's not a long travel to get there.
Yeah.
Like, next episode we're picking up probably invading it or figuring out how do we get into the thing,
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
for them to get trapped or duped inside of it, and then we go on to that next episode. Like, I want these episodes to really feel like worth it.
Yeah.
And then wherever we land, at least we'll probably land in a place where I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to give me the answers of if are these Sith, what
Yeah.
Thrawn's up to, does Thrawn
Right.
have an army? Like,
Right.
I would accept, us seeing a glimpse of Ezra in another dimension or something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or even like just him in the hood and just be like looking over
yeah,
on the cliff, like something like that.
and
Like,
being like, "Whoa," like,
yeah.
just
Something.
something.
Yeah. Something.
Like, even if they flashed him and he lit up a red lightsaber,
No way
I'd
that will
be like,
happen.
I know, no way. But that's what I'm saying. Just something. I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a not missing,
Mm-hmm.
and then have somehow this relationship with Sabine and
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka either like grow as a true master and apprentice or
Yeah.
completely splinter at the end of it, where a season 2 is just like a must have.
Yeah, but I don't even feel like I need that, like, honestly, because, like, I don't need a Sabine training arc. Like, we done seen that before, and she's
But
not.
it definitely
She's
looks
not.
like they're going for those are like the main characters, Sabine and
Yes,
Ahsoka.
yes, I agree, but I'm saying, like, I don't need her to be as proficient with the lightsaber and using the Force as like somebody that's been training to do that for since they was little. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't need to be Ezra's level to have the impact that she's needed. She just needs to be able to get lucky. Because that's essentially what's probably going to happen, right? Because for me, like, the novelty of seeing Sabine going against I think her name is like Shin Hati, but the apprentice girl that initially stabbed her, is that she lost the first time, so maybe she doesn't necessarily win, but she definitely just doesn't get stabbed like next time,
Yeah.
And could finish whatever mission that there's gonna be. But like with Balin Scroll, like his presence on screen just bores me, bruh. Like, he just talks slow, and I'm like, bro, you don't even really sound like you like was like that as a Jedi, you know. And I keep seeing them, like I keep skipping them, but like all these freaking trailers of newer episodes that's coming out where uh he's having this conversation with somebody essentially, and it's just like he has the voice, but like his face says nothing. It doesn't give me nothing. So I don't know. I don't know necessarily what to do with them, but it's just they got all the stuff. Like, and I just want it to be good.
I think they do have all the stuff, and there's a good point you just made. Like, there is some type of direction that the director gave a lot of these actors in the show to kind of have this blank delivery of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of staring and gawking and looking, and I'm like, I'm so used to the rebels being very charismatic,
Mm-hmm. Like they care a lot about
and
everything.
they care a lot about what they're doing and
Mm-hmm.
what just happened and how are we gonna do this. And I get the Sith Lord or whatever he is being
Yeah.
more blank face, but they going in the future episodes, we need
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
emotion somehow. Even if he just gets super angry and it's like he controls it, like, oh, okay, so he's just like full on aggro
Yeah.
mode all the time, and he's blank face just to keep it together. Like
Right.
I'm gonna need something because they're delivering these lines just kind of bland.
Yeah. He was like, he was like, yeah, the path is clouded. And that was it. I was like, bro, get out of here, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. Because I
Was
do.
he trying to see the future or something?
Yeah, like,
Or
it was like, because Morgan asked her, like, well, so what do you see in the future, essentially, right? Because obviously, he was a Jedi, so they do meditate and stuff like that. So, he was just like, I can't tell, it's clouded. And then that was all he said. And even when like his apprentice, almost said Padawan, when his apprentice was like, Master, can we trust this lady? Basically, like what are we really doing? Like what is our real
yeah,
role in this whole situation? Like she's just following orders, but she don't really know what's going on. He was just like, don't even worry about it. We got like,
we're gonna get power.
yeah,
Or Thrawn's gonna give us power.
right. So it's things like that where it's like, hopefully it gets better. But I did enjoy like seeing how Ahsoka was able to assess the battlefield. It would have been cooler to see like some actual flashbacks of it, just to say like, oh, she can actually see it other than hear it, because like the Jedi mind trick stuff things are really cool, like when it's actually happening. But if you're not like super deep into the lore of like, knowing everything that happens in Star Wars and what Jedi can do and like what is actually happening in those scenes, you could be looking at that and just be like, why is this, like, what is she doing? Like you can't really tell because it's not very visual. She kind of just was like walking around with her hand down. Like even whenever the second episode opens up, and she's basically peering into Sabine's mind while she's dreaming, and wakes her up because you could tell she's about to have a nightmare. Essentially, he's like we don't even need you to focus on that wake up type beat. But if you don't know about Jedi and stuff like that, you wouldn't know that. And it's like such a big learning curve when it comes to a lot of these things that they're introducing. Like I don't know how the casual Star Wars fan is even going to like not necessarily keep up with it, but just pick up all the little nuggets that they're throwing in there, from Morgan Elsbeth being a Night Sister, but being a human one.
Yeah, that's
And
completely going over every Star Wars fan's head because
yeah,
there's no way you'd know anything about that if you did not watch Clone Wars or Rebels. Like
right,
it's just impossible. You're probably everyone's probably confused when they said which. They were
yeah.
like, what are we talking about here?
Because it's like it's real subtle. Like even like her tattoos, like she probably covered that while she was like working for the Empire. So there's things that they're adding in here that like probably are going under the radar, that even when she was showing like the map and things like that and you saw the green energy, right? People are probably looking at that. It was like, was that the Force? Like, what is that? You know, and they don't know that is because they do use portions of the Force, and then they have their own magic, and that's why it turns green, essentially. Like, but the Night Sisters being, I guess, the gateway to bringing Thrawn back is like, what? When did that happen? You know, like
there's a lot of questions. Like,
when did that
that's
happen?
why I said
Right?
I have rose-colored glasses, because when I thought about the episodes, I had a lot of questions
Mm-hmm. It's fun though.
them.
Like I liked
But
having
it's
these questions, and it's like they're actually
because
thinking about it.
they still have a lot to. They
Yeah.
can explain it. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that we got 2 episodes and they chose to go a slower beginning and
Yeah.
oh, here's action and slower, and I'm like, okay, like I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
But normally, like if this was like a movie, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie, I'd been like,
What is going
yo, you gotta explain some of this now.
on? Yeah.
You gotta start explaining,
Right.
because I just think they can explain like who everyone is. They can explain the Night
Mm-hmm.
Sister, the connection with Thrawn. Uh, even bro, this is random.
Mm-hmm.
They sent assassin droids to get
Yeah.
the little orb thing, and it imploded, like almost took out the whole area, right?
Oh, in the beginning, like the literal first episode. Yeah. Like they like
Yeah,
got
but they
they.
didn't send the assassin droids. Were
No, it
those
was
different
different.
types of?
It was
Okay.
different. They were different. Yeah, those weren't like the ones that got sent when Ahsoka went to the temple initially were like a different class of droid. The ones that Sabine fought were like more like military droids, like whereas like the other ones were kind of like
And what's
the ones
wild
you would
about
see at
those
like the
droids
palaces.
are those droids traced back to the point where they were the planet that they were making like the parts for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Starship, the
yeah,
hyperdrive.
and it's kind of like, why would you be sending droids that could potentially lead back to the one place that's
Mm-hmm.
building your thing? Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't it just go back to like the droid factories, or like an offshoot planet, or like why would you even risk sending something like that? That's if they get destroyed, it reveals like, wait a minute, where'd this come from?
yeah.
Because really, they was just building stuff and sending them off like it was nothing,
I mean,
and
it,
that was like their only lead to.
yeah. To the next place. I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
It
not marking them harshly for it, because I just
yeah.
feel like,
That's a very
w-
Star Wars thing to do, though.
yeah, it reminds me of Rebels. Like when we go to
Yeah.
episode, it's like they have to link it somehow, and
Hmm.
they're not gonna sit there and just come up with this
Because
crazy story.
yeah, and I think that's gonna have to come with Morgan's story because she is like she's a nice sister, but she was also like highly touted in the Empire, essentially with Grand Admiral Thrawn. But that's not somebody that we would necessarily see in Rebels. Like I don't remember her at all.
She was just in like last season, like a couple episodes
That's what I'm saying. Like so,
when they visit
it's
Dathomir with Darth Maul and stuff.
yeah, but it's like for her to have this role right now as like the black backup plan essentially to like because Thrawn was essentially trying to overthrow the Empire and be number one, right?
Mm.
And Thrawn is also like the only person of his species that we ever really see. And he's so
Yeah,
fascinated with like history and like different people and like is power hungry that we probably won't get to see in Ahsoka, but hopefully, like I was saying earlier, it'll lead to something bigger. Um, but it's just like little. It's just like we don't know yet. Like we don't
yeah.
know, and
It's
it's
like, could the Night Sister just linkage do what like Ahsoka did in Mandalorian, where it leads to
yeah,
Ahsoka, and the Night Sister leads to like Acolyte coming out soon.
yeah,
Like more darker. Maybe we see the dark side of the Force type show, and it
hmm
explains more things. So it's like I'm not hammering it too much. I do like where they're going, and I do
and
think
it's
they have a
two
lot of cool.
episodes.
Yeah, it just
Actually,
reminds me of those. Oh wow, it's starting off pretty solid, and
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all just not gonna explain nothing. Like,
Right. Right. Because it's like with the with Secret Invasion being like 6 episodes and us not knowing how many, because I don't never look up how many episodes or something. I don't want to know.
yeah, I don't know how many Ahsoka
Um,
is.
but if we're going on a trajectory that like like Star Wars has been, we're probably going to get at least 12.
Yeah, I'm hoping 12.
So like that would be good. But like as far as like a first impression, I'm definitely invested. I'm definitely interested. It's happening.
Yeah,
I just don't know like if it's gonna be able to deliver if the characters stay the way that they are. Like nobody is really standing out right now,
100%.
you know? And like they're trying to make Sabine that character, but she's just not as spunky as she was
At all.
in Rebels, bruh. Like
She's not.
it's just not the same. Like she can cut her hair to make it the same as she was when she was back then, but it was like, bro, it's still not hitting the same yet, you know? And I understand why Ahsoka is the way that she is right now. But it's she's the main character now. So she's gonna have to do something where it's not just like, watch me be awesome real quick. And then
Yeah.
it's like, I don't even want to talk to y'all. Like when she was like, she completely disobeyed my orders. I'm like, yo, Ahsoka, you did that all the time when you was a kid. Like, you know? And it's literally in the title, the Rebel. Like, this is Sabine we're talking about, you know?
And she was
So
like, "Oh, she didn't grow up," and was like,
yeah, neither did you. It's just it's unwarranted smoke, and I just want it to be like flushed out, you know. But I have hope that this is gonna be good because as of right now, it's not topping the charts of Star Wars, but it's like middle of the pack on the rise. Like it can definitely get a lot of these shows out the way like easy if it does the things that you need to do. This is freaking lightsabers, bro. Like what we talking about, you know?
I know. As soon as they turn on the lightsaber, it automatically like went up in my eyes. I was like, "All right, we got
Mm-hmm.
something."
Yep. But you got anything else for it?
No, I'm hoping we at least stay the course.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a huge win for me in Disney if they
Yeah.
could just stay the course and Ahsoka's solid.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'm pretty glad they did this project overall.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think they hopefully do end on a big bang and it leads to more things. So come on, Disney. We need it. Oh, and it was Zeb. Zeb.
Zeb. I don't know why I was thinking like Draken or something like that.
I was
But
thinking like garbagey or something. I was like,
yeah.
this is not it.
Yeah. But it's just like he was just like the big brother bully type of
Yeah.
character. Like he had his arc and it was cool, but he was just like a barbarian type beat. Just did all the heavy lifting type. So we see him here. I don't really know what he's gonna be able to do, but
Maybe add some emotion, bro. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. We can't give it a score yet. So what is your theory of where we're going? Because I gave mine earlier. Did you give yours earlier too? And I missed it.
not really, not really. I'm really just hoping it's not a big battle on the star ship, like a
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars invasion of that battle station, and then they defeat the girl. I really hope that's not the end.
Okay.
Um, I really think they're gonna open the portal and it leads to Thrawn,
Mm-hmm.
and Thrawn somehow already has like some army getting ready,
You
and
done
he just
tamed the
made a way
Purgles.
back. Yeah, like he has an army ready, and it's not a portal to that way; it's a portal
Back
coming,
home.
and
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn invades, and then we get some real Star Warsy, worthy stuff
Get a war.
coming down the pipeline. Yeah,
Get an
yeah.
actual war.
Because we need something, man. We need something.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So what's you geeked about, bro?
Ooh, this is a random one. I never got to see Dungeons and Dragons when it
Okay.
came out around February,
Mm-hmm.
and it's finally free on Amazon. So I'm gonna be watching that this week, and I'm pretty hyped because I did hear good things about it.
Yeah. Need
And
to
it
watch
seems
that
like a
too.
fun time.
Okay. Okay. I like how you always just got like one. You could just narrow it down to like one thing you geeked about. Sometimes. But that's
So
dope
what you
though.
geeked about?
I'm geeked
Yeah,
about.
you geeked about 3 things,
I know,
right?
right?
3?
Yeah, it's usually three.
Okay.
It's usually three, bro. Um, I mean, obviously, I say this freaking every week, bro. I'm watching One Piece, but the main thing I'm geeked about is Baki the
Oh,
Grappler. Baki Hama season 2 part 2 is out, and I'm loving every freaking minute of it, bro. It just does it for me. Like, it's the level of detail, the level of imagination, and just it's good, bro. It's freaking good. I know a lot of people just don't like how like nasty it can get, and I mean nasty as far as like the gore level and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's like it's just top 5, bro. Top 5. What else am I geeked about? Probably I did my first interview is released out now, so like that's dope. Stepping more into that lane, and then just getting this content out, bro. Like I finally feel like I'm like locked in and I'm doing something. You know, like since
nice.
being back like home, it just felt like I ain't never slowed down type thing and like got settled back into like the grind. So because I really haven't been posting a lot. You know, it's just been a lot of stuff happening in the background that's good, and some that's like I don't know where this is going, but it's just life be life, and we keep moving. But that's all I got. That was three. That was three. Um, Football is back. Cowboys gonna win the Super Bowl.
Ooh, two more Sundays. I'll be
Colorado's
hyped.
gonna go to a bowl game, and I said the Redskins. I mean the Commanders are gonna be buns. That's all I got.
Hey, we got 2 weeks to be decent, and then they can go back to being normal souls.
But that's going to do it for us this week, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you enjoyed the podcast, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, rate the podcast 5 stars. Leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought about the Stamper Now this week. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.